If you are new here, my name's Linda Lee. I spend most of my free time outdoors and have created this channel to share my journey through nature. On this day, me and a group of friends hiked down to the beaches of the Pacific Northwest on a day of low tide to explore the rocks and see if we can get a bonus of Dungeness crabs for dinner. When the lowest tide of the year happens, fish and other aquatic animals unused to such low water get trapped in the tide pools and hidden under rocks. It is the perfect time to explore. Green anemones slowly attract as the water level lowers, encasing themselves with shell fragments. Bald eagles flourish on the beach, eating any trapped fish and goodies they can find. After setting up a base camp, it was time to find some intertidal critters by carefully lifting rocks.
Okay, so here I just lifted up this rock and the tide is going out pretty fast. We have about an hour till low tide, but it's already pretty low. But as you see here, there's absolutely no water. This midshipman has nice eggs all under the rock. He's dug out his crevice. And look at all the wildlife. There's gunnels and practically almost no water. These animals are adapted for low tides and can be out of water quite a while and just have it damp. I also found a brittle star under this rock.
After observing some more, we soon found what species the eagles were primarily preying on, the plainfin midshipman.
This guy I just found swimming in the water. His nest must be nearby. Look at all the scrapes on him. They get so cut up under the rocks from fanning their eggs and being around all the barnacles. Look at the size of this fella. What a beauty. This species has two types of males. This is a type 1 male, which sits and guards the eggs, and actually makes an audible humming sound, which he might do.
Midshipmen are hardy animals, able to breathe air and be out of water for long periods of time. The name of this species derives from the light-emitting photophores on the undersides of their body that look like buttons on the uniform of a naval officer. These fish can be found in water up to 1,200 feet deep and journey to the water's edge to lay eggs under the rocks during spawning season.
Look at the claw on this guy.
Kelp crabs and decorator crabs were plentiful. Baby fish and various species and coloration of gunnels were under every rock. A male red rock crab was hidden in the sand, but this was not my targeted species for eating. Purple starfish gathered in groups and hunkered away from the sunlight any way they could. Sea cucumbers and sea worms were also tucking themselves away. Once the tide hit slack, it was time for me to wade into the water in hopes to get some Dungeness crabs. I spotted a different kind of starfish called the leather star. Unlike purple starfish, which are bumpy and textured, these starfish are smooth and slimy. I also found squid eggs. I was fascinated that squid even came up to this area, let alone lay eggs in such shallow water. There was harmless jellyfish pulsating through the weeds, and I was having a blast looking at so many cool creatures. I had spotted a huge sculpin-like creature.
Oh! What is that? Holy shit! Oh my god, Chelsea!
Which I learned was actually the great sculpin. He appeared to be munching on some lunch. I attempted to catch him in the net, but he swam away very quickly. Later on, I found a baby great sculpin, which looked much different from his adult counterpart. I knew I had to stop being so focused on wildlife if I were going to ever get my limit of crabs before the tide started coming back up. The eagles around me watched warily as dogs and other people played around the beach. More red rock crabs were spotted, but soon I was able to find where the Dungeness were hiding.
Just found our first male Dungeness crab. He is just of size, as you see, but hopefully we'll find bigger ones. But I am gonna keep him in case it's all I get.
By the time I found the Dungeness, time was running out. I was already tired from 2 to 3 hours lifting rocks. I forgot about filming. I ran around, trying to get the 4 biggest crabs I could find. Somewhere along the way, unaware of scraping my leg. Eventually, with just my hands in a pink net, I got my limit of 4 Dungeness crabs.
So here, this is an old petroglyph from the Semi-Amu First Nations. We learned this from an archaeologist that was down here with photographers checking out, and it's hard to see at certain times of the year. As you see, it is what looks to be a halibut or a flounder sand dab. So the eyes here, the mouth is going around here. There's a fin here, it goes up. There's tail fin, and there. That's been here for many years, very worn down. There's a ton of petroglyphs all along the White Rock shore. I just don't know how to find them, and even people who do know they're here and do know how to find them, it's very hard to spot. Yeah?
Woo!
The day was coming to an end. Chelsea's goal was to find a nudibranch, and last minute she spotted a beauty. We put them all in a clear container for a quick filming sesh. Sand dabs, urchins, brittle stars, chitons, a strange sea worm, a pretty shrimp, and a huge hermit crab. These guys were in a container no longer than 15 minutes. Even though adapted to tide pools, low oxygen, and extreme heat, it's never a good idea to leave animals in a bucket for so long.
That was a long, eventful day. Super hot day. I'm like burnt to a crisp. But I just shucked the crabs. But funniest thing ever is my neighbors are having a garage sale. And look at what they had! I had to get it. It was too perfect. Crabs on a day of crabbing. I'm just gonna quickly wash these crabs in cold water in the sink and we'll cook them up tomorrow when my dad's home. But look at it! I think it's an ashtray, but I love it.
I thank you guys all for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys all soon on my next video.
I'm getting a video of 2 crabs f***ing.